So at the Beyond HD stand at IBC, and Keith, what? What is this? What is this?
Okay, so what are we showing here? Well, there's a number of facets to what we're showing here. We supply the car to people who want tracking cars, so we provide it as a complete service.
And you've been doing that for a while.
Been doing that for a while. But what we're actually showing here for the first time is our colleagues from Disassembles in Poland. They're supplying some very, very good, high quality vibration dampening for the vehicles, and that's what we're showing here. So we've got the first bit, which is this, which is the main bit that takes out the big bounce from the car. But they've now just added this, which is brand new for the show. Now the idea of this is when you're accelerating or cornering heavily, it takes out the forward and back momentum from that as well. So the gimbal that you put on it has to do much less work, and therefore gives you a much better result for doing it. We also can then add to that we can actually do a complete car conversion for you.
Which is what you're looking at here.
Everything you're looking at here can be done, and as you'll see later on, everything you're seeing on this car, all the mounts, the fronts, the bars, the one at the back, all can fit in a standard roof box, so that you can actually use the same vehicle to drive to location. You don't.
So the roof box thing isn't it? I mean, I've not seen one of these that you can actually stick on a roof box.
It was a combination of the designers and Tetris players that managed to get that working.
Okay.
We got it in there, but yeah, it's fantastic.
Okay, but this all looks very fancy. I mean, I've seen similar-ish setups. You know. They tend to be quite expensive or quite custom.
Absolutely, and very specific, difficult to know who to get to make them.
And the Newsshooter crowd generally, you know, they're not thinking about buying that stuff. They can't even possibly rent it.
Oh, of course, it's not in that market normally. However, what you're looking at here is around about a 20,000 conversion. Now that doesn't include the camera and the gimbal. But the gimbals, it's agnostic to the gimbal, so whether you're operating on a DJI, a MOVCAM, or from our point of view, the Helix.
Hang on, so all this is £20,000?
Absolutely.
What about the...
Yep, and we wrap the car in a matte black so that you're not going to reflect in the vehicles you're filming. So
for £20,000?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is really into sort of owner-operator territory.
We hope so, yeah. We're hoping to, not have everybody.
So that's this stuff and the wrap.
Yep.
If you need to buy the suspension and the gimbal, this is a Letus
Helix.
Helix.
The Letus Double Helix on this, but it could be a Helix or a
this is showing up with a 235 film camera, but pretty much any camera that you can you would regularly use goes on there.
Absolutely. I mean, more typically we'd expect people to have a Red or an Arri Mini or an Alexa or something like that, but we like to show it with this because it just shows that we can take this sort of size of camera.
Gimbal, mount, and all this lot, and the wrap and the conversion, ballpark figure?
So if you were looking at this configuration without the camera, you'd be around about the £55,000 to £60,000 mark for the complete system. Yeah.
Pretty good for something you can...
Absolutely. I mean, that's... we don't know of anything else out there.
And they're not, in terms of operation, so obviously you don't hang out here and operate it.
No.
Somebody sits in the car.
Absolutely.
What sort of links and stuff have you got?
So, I mean, typically, you think of this as a second-person operator like you would do with any gimbal shot, really, because we're using standard gimbals. So if it's a MOVCAM, you'll use the free fly controller. If it's one of ours, you'll use one of our controllers, etc. And then what we do is internally to the vehicle, we have monitoring locations. So we have 3 monitoring locations, back of each seat.
In the rear seats?
Yeah, back of the rear
seats. Not the
driver. Yeah, absolutely. Not the driving, yeah. He doesn't get to see what's going on, he's looking at the road. But the beauty of it is then that it doesn't matter who's got, so if you've got a Teradek or any other manufacturer's wireless video on there, the gimbal operator in the front will typically have that, but he then takes a cable out and then distributes that to the operators in the back.
Director if they want to see it.
DOP or a focus puller, for example. And again, we can change the configuration, so you want big monitors in the back or whatever, we just change that configuration.
Safety, okay, so this is obviously at a new price point for this sort of stuff. There are people, one-man operations, lower cost sort of outfits that might be looking at this. What are the safety implications of taking this out on the road? I mean, you can't just drive out on the street with this and start filming.
Absolutely you can't. So one of the benefits of being able to put everything into a box is if you make it cost effective for people, it's no point making it cost effective and then telling them they're going to have support vehicles and trailers and all the other things. So the idea of being able to put it into a roof box is you get on location and build it. Because you can't drive a car kitted out like this on a road.
On a road, yeah.
Without expecting to be stopped by the police and having some ramifications. So what will happen, other than the standard insurance things that you need to make sure are put into place, but what will happen is you will then contact, either via the production you're working on, the police, explain what you're doing, explain the system you've got, and they will want to get some details and probably photographs, and then they will give you permission to actually drive on the street for that particular production.
Great.
So there's a bit of work has to be done, just like with any part of production gear. You know, you have to.
It's professional. I mean, even though the price is down, you still got.
You've got to be professional. Yeah. You know, the police don't care whether it costs 20 or 120,000. They just want it.
When's this going to be available to buy?
We are now shipping. So the prototype, we're looking at the prototype of this particular part of the stabilisation at the moment, and that'll be shipping in about 4 weeks. But the rest of it's absolutely shipping now. And if you wanted a car converted, we take it from you, and 4 weeks later you get
this.
I was going to say a shiny black, but actually.
Well, I was going to say, if I give you my Ford, you're going to bring back a Porsche, right?
Yeah, absolutely right. Yes.
Just saying. Thank you very much, Keith.
You're
Brilliant.
welcome. Take care. Thanks.